This is my first subscriber count video, which means that the first order of business is, of course, to thank all of you, my subscribers, for supporting this channel. I have a great time making content for this channel, and it's really motivating to know that there are people out there watching and enjoying the videos. Whenever I see a comment that somebody is curious about the physics behind a project or was inspired to go build something themselves, it just really makes my day. I recently had a night sky time-lapse get to the front page of Reddit, and I had a number of people commenting saying that after seeing that GIF that they wanted to go drive out to a dark sky location to be able to look up. That's awesome. That's exactly why I do this. So thank you, subscribers, and anyone who has ever shared a video from my channel for inspiring me to make better content. I passed 1,000 subscribers earlier this week, and in the immortal words of Randall Monroe, thought to myself, wow, only 24 more to go until a big round number milestone. So this is my 2 to the 10 subscriber video, and I figure that I will make a new play button every time that the subscriber count doubles and this exponent increments up by 1. So the first play button for 1024 is, of course, the quintessential maker material 3D printed PLA. I've been learning a lot about 3D printing as a result of the Steampunk Glasses project, so this was comparatively very easy. I started with the official vector file of the YouTube logo that I got off the YouTube website, simplified it a little bit in Illustrator, and then imported it as a sketch to Fusion 360 to make a 3D model. I extruded the button border and then added a bunch of bevels to round off the shape, although I'm frustrated I couldn't figure out how to do a sweep cut on a non-circular path. I got something that I ended up liking a lot. So after getting this rounded shape, I opened the original sketch again, rounded off the corners of the triangle, and then cut the triangular play symbol into the top of the button. I printed the button on the Mendelmax printer at the Santa Barbara Hackerspace. I used a 0.15mm layer thickness and printed straight on the bed with no extra adhesion promoter. The button came out looking like this, and I sanded the surface heavily to smooth out the ridges left by the printing. I'm slightly disappointed that lines are faintly visible on the model, but my sandpaper wasn't quite gritty enough to completely smooth the part in a reasonable time. I also had a grid of weird bumps that showed up on the top surface that I realized are actually pretty fascinating. When the top layer of plastic covers the waffle-looking infill, it creates an airtight seal with hot plastic, and the plastic heats up the air trapped inside the little waffle pore, which expands and pushes out on the fresh plastic layer, which is still hot and pliable, making visible bumps on the part. So this was sort of a weird thing that happened, but I was able to sand off the bumps on the outside of the button, which was good. Unfortunately, because the recessed triangle was very hard to sand, those bumps are still visible. After sanding, I primed and painted the part a bright glossy red to match the classic YouTube button color. Well, it's sprayed all shiny and red, looks like a real play button. I used a laser cutter to etch and cut the backplate for the button. Unfortunately, I mistakenly typed in my vector settings for leather, so it didn't actually cut all the way through the 1/4 inch plywood. However, there was a dark score mark left over that I could cut up to, I could use as a marking line, and I had to finish cutting it out with the bandsaw. Then I actually sanded up to that edge line with a disc sander, which was actually pretty fun because I hadn't used a disc sander since high school woodshop 7 or 8 years ago. Once I had the board sanded up to the line, I applied a coat and a half of polyurethane just to seal up the surface so that I could weather paint the etched parts, where you paint the letters and the logo shapes black and then wipe up all the extra paint over the top so that the paint only stays in the recessed regions. After that paint dried, I lightly sanded the surface to smooth it out and to take up a bit of the black paint that got stuck on the outside, and then one more thick spray coat of polyurethane and the backplate was complete. Of course, the last step is just to glue down the button, and then it's done. So now that I have my 2 to the 10 subscriber play button, I feel super official, even if it's just something that I made, and I'm ready to make lots more videos. I have plans for more 24-hour time lapses. I really want to start machining metal again, and I have a couple of electronics projects and a couple of larger laser cut wood projects sort of ticking away on the back burner. So those will be coming soon. I also have some projects that are complete. I just haven't had time to edit videos about them yet, like this polar tracker for astrophotography, or my wallet, which can be returned to me from anywhere in the Milky Way because it has the Voyager disk pulsar map etched onto one side. So I've been on a bit of a space kick recently. So stay tuned to AlphaPhoenix, and again, thank you so much for watching.